Service animals, a hot topic in the islands.
Hawaii already has a law that cracks down on fake service animals, but the internet has made it easy for people to get their dog a vest or certification.
So what are the rules? Let's send things back to Howard.
Alrighty, ladies, we're going to get into that a little bit in a moment, but joined by Dana Barton. You're the director of the Rocky Mountain region of the ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act, and you're here for a two-day conference. And part of what you guys are really focusing on is the overall health of businesses and making sure they pretty much follow the protocols that the ADA has put out.
Yes, absolutely. So the ADA is the first civil rights law for individuals with disabilities, and it really outlines rights and responsibilities both of business, state and local government, and those individuals with disabilities. So we're here for a conference talking about implicit bias as it relates to the workplace.
Okay, now so something else that's kind of the juicier headline that a lot of us have been seeing, and that is this whole issue of service animals, and that's something that the ADA is involved in. People abuse it, and that makes it bad for everybody. And this is something that you've seen.
Yes, absolutely. So there's a lot of talk these days about service animals versus emotional support animals versus therapy animals. And so some of the training that the National Network tries to provide is to clear up those questions on what is a service animal.
And it makes it really difficult because, of course, here in Hawaii, we're a 5-hour flight at minimum, and people want to bring their different therapy animals. And so everybody kind of has to adopt. And is there one broad rule that everybody follows, or is it kind of an ad hoc thing that airlines may adopt, a hotel may or may not adopt? Is that part of the problem?
Right. So the FAA actually has rules that are their own, that are different than what the Americans with Disabilities Act would cover. Therefore, you might see an emotional support animal on a flight versus places of public accommodation like a hotel. Those would fall under the Americans with Disabilities Act, and a service animal only would have rights under the ADA.
And now the definition of that animal is one. That's another key, right?
Yeah, so a service animal is any dog, but sometimes a miniature horse, just to, you know.
She's from Colorado, you have that.
I see it often, yes. So any dog that has been individually trained to perform a task for an individual with a disability. And you're only allowed to ask 2 questions. You're allowed to ask the handler, is this animal required because of a disability, which is a yes or no answer, and then what is the task that it has been trained to perform.
What we don't do is ask the human to prove that you have a disability.
Right.
That's something that used to happen.
Yes, please don't do that. So some service animals have been trained, let's say, to detect low blood sugar in a person with diabetes. How could you ask a person to prove that on the spot, right? Or to detect a seizure? That's not something that's possible. So when you ask, has the animal been trained to perform a task? We like to tell you it's not a show and tell option. You can tell the task that it's been trained to perform, and that's it. And that's where the law gets tricky, because some people know how to answer those questions, and it's hard to prove.
But in the overall world of being compliant, Americans with Disabilities Act, I'm sure you travel around the world, you see some places better than others. Is the country as a whole moving in the right direction fast enough?
You know, I think that there are so many blurry lines, and even individuals with disabilities don't understand the definition of a service animal as it pertains to the ADA. And there's a lot of, you know, as was mentioned before, you can go on the internet and buy a vest and a badge that says this is a registered service animal. There's actually no registration for a service animal. So it's very tricky. We're a country that loves our pets, we love our animals, and so we want to bring them along. But making sure that we're providing access for individuals with disabilities who have legitimate service animals is important.
Got it. Right on, Dana. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
By the way, Justin, she had to buy a sweater. She's from Colorado. From Colorado.
I
she
didn't
had to
know.
buy. Yeah, a little chilly outside. All right, thanks for coming.
Thank you.